both their maintenance habits and their choices.
This is it. The number one thing, I said something last week here. There are three categories you need to understand. Why did I get this? To get my point. That was my first word last week.
Okay.
And what are people saying about this? That's the second one. Why do I want to have this? Am I having it because people want me to have, or because I want to own it myself? You get? So once you come to automobile, you that have your money to say 2 million naira to purchase a car, you have a kind of car you want to buy in your mind. Then you need to seek for professional advice. You said, what is the regular maintenance of this vehicle? What are the things I need to know about this vehicle? Is this car a published or a minority car that people are using? Good. And if you're a first-time car owner, you don't need to look for a crazy machine to purchase.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Correct. The first thing is look for what minority people are using to get a basics and foundation for you.
Okay.
From there, you can know what a regular maintenance is, what kind of oil you need to use, what kind of brake pad you need to use, what kind of brake fluid you need to use. Good. After having the first one, what people are having, then you can now go for your next choice. I said something, car is a necessity, is not a luxury. Until when you have like 4, 5, 6 cars in your house before it become a luxury.
Okay.
But a first-time owner is a necessity. There's no option to that. So if you're buying it, there are some kind of brands that are not going to make you.
So buy cars that revolve around necessity,
City,
not
yes.
luxury.
No. Even if you have 10 million, purchase a car that you can easily maintain at all time.
Okay.
Then you now start thinking of your dream cars.
Okay.
That is how I started on my own. My first vehicle was 1997. I bought it very cheap, and I know I can do my regular maintenance. The first thing is I study the vehicle, know what I need for the vehicle. Is the car good for our road? There's no car that is not good for Nigerian road, except if you are not doing the proper maintenance.
Okay.
Every vehicle, every manufacturer have what they call regular maintenance, not by using mineral oil. Because in Nigeria, we constantly use mineral oil to service our vehicle. Don't worry, I don't have money, just buy me this oil, 4,500. The damage that oil is doing to your engine, you get my point, you are the one digging it yourself, not me. Because I'm going to give you a professional advice. If you drive this kind of car, tell you this is the kind of oil you need to use.
Okay.
Ask question, what is a synthetic oil? What is a mineral oil? There are two different oils. If you see them, while turning them, you know there are two different oils.
Okay.
Then you need to tell yourself, okay, if I'm going to do 8,000 kilometers with this oil, how long or how much am I going to save? And if I'm going to use mineral oil to change it every month, because in Nigeria, people change oil every month. And no manufacturer is going to tell you to change your oil every month. Because on their oil cap, they have a specification.
Okay.
They have 5W20, they have 5W30, they have O20, O40 for all brands of vehicle.
Okay.
So ask question. You could just go to Google and check. This is the kind of car I drive. What kind of oil can I use for this vehicle?
Okay.
These are the number one wrong step we take. We don't even care about the manual of the vehicle. We just purchase a car. We know in the morning we pick up the keys, we turn on the car. So many people in Nigeria don't even run their engine for 3 minutes. Do you get my point? Manufacturer.
That is necessary?
Yeah, very, very necessary. If you turn your car on in the morning, you leave that car for at least 3 to 5 minutes. But Nigerians are so conservative about their oil, their fuel. They tell you, no, it's garbage in, garbage out. Yes, but you need to do the proper thing, right? Turn on the engine, leave it for 5 minutes. It's not going to take you 1 liter oil. The second challenge we have here, we use unleaded fuel.
Okay, are we driving to the commandments yet?
Yeah, well, I'm just bringing up, just preparing their mind.
Okay.
Correct. So when you look at it from that point, then you tell yourself, okay, this is why I need to use this kind of oil. So that I can save more. When I need the oil, I'm not going to complain. It works very easily. Because if I start my car in the morning, I leave it to run for like 10 minutes. When the engine is stable, because when you turn on your engine, it goes to 2,000 RPM in the morning. Yes, before he returns back to 1,000 RPM per minute. But Nigerians, we pick up the keys, we turn on the car, put it on drive, we go. And the tear and wear on the engine keep increasing per seconds, per minute, per hours, like that. And we don't pay attention to it. The manufacturer will tell you use unleaded fuel. But in Nigeria, we use lead fuel. So every car owner in Nigeria complains that their car consumes fuel. Why? It's a very simple explanation. unleaded fuel outside Nigeria is thicker than the lead fuel that we have in Nigeria. So even if you purchase oil fuel from a gas station and you put it inside a cup and keep it outside, you see it evaporated.
Okay.
You don't use, the fuel is evaporated.
It's evaporated.
So these are the things we need to understand. So that you won't come to the service center and be telling me, engineer, this guy is consuming fuel. And I ask him, tell me, how many kilometers do you run in 10 days?
But then, for an average car owner or car user,
Yes.
do they know these things?
They don't. You know why? They don't go through their manual.
But then, there's someone listening now could say, "Oh, you're saying all these things because you're in this field."
Not
How
because
could a layman understand all of these things?
Number one thing, I was not on this field when I purchased my first car.
Okay.
I was serving the Nigerian Army when I purchased my first car. Do you get it?
Mm.
Good. I ask questions. I grew up within the people that own cars. Yeah, well, I love this car, but I can't afford the maintenance. When they're telling me I'm going to buy a shock absorber for 140,000, I have to think, what's my earnings? Do you get? Then I tell them, okay, I can afford this. Which one is affordable that I can easily purchase and use? And somebody said, well, you can go for this kind of car. And I sat down, asked questions, download the manual online, and I went through it from the beginning to the end. Then I said, okay, the maintenance is okay. When I want to do my service, I just drive to a garage and I tell them, do you have this kind of oil? Even so many technicians don't know. They'll say, we don't have it.
Okay.
Right? And I'll tell them, fine, let me go get that oil.
Okay.
And I can service my car 4 times a year, 3 times a year, not changing my oil every month. Because I won't use mineral oil to service my car. I'll use full synthetic oil.
But how can you tell?
Correct. Synthetic oil is a very pronounced oil that you can get from anywhere. There are different oils than synthetic oil. Mineral oil is the oil you get so cheap. They sell for like 4.5, 3.5, 5.5. That's mineral oil.
Like the type they use for generators.
Correct. There are some they use for generators and they still use it for a vehicle. Correct. But I'm not going to advise you because the tear and wear on the car, if the engine is going to last like 10 years, be rest assured that you have 4 years. That's where we have the problem.
Okay.
There's so many things technicians don't know in Nigeria called oil sap in an engine. And the minute the oil began to sap from that engine, then you have an engine problem automatically. These are the minor things we need to look at. We need to ask questions from the people that are into this. Look for one that's going to be sincere. Because somebody like me, I'll tell you I hate embarrassment. I'm not going to take your car so that you won't come and embarrass me. Do you get my point? Keep your money. This is what it's going to cost, and I'm going to do it. Then if you're satisfied, you pay. That's so simple. Because I know what I'm doing, and I do it when I'm meant to do it. That's the simple truth.
Okay.
So anyone that wants to purchase a car, thank God, social media is everywhere. Internet is everywhere. 50 MB, 100 MB, 200 MB, 500 MB can answer all the questions you want to ask. Some of the network provider gives you 50 MB for free. So instead of doing Facebook, Twitter, handle, all you need to do is just go through Google and ask questions. And Google is going to help you. The difference between I and other technicians is I do a lot of readings. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
And I ask questions. What do we have in this kind of year manufacturing vehicle that this new one coming does not have? There are some kind of cars they call German mistake. Right?
Okay.
Even the manufacturers won't produce this kind of car anymore. There are some kind of car that was produced 2008 that they won't produce it anymore because they know that the maintenance of that vehicle is very, very cheap. The spare part don't just get spoiled anyhow. So they'll tell you, well, instead of investing $1 million for one production, let's make it $500 for 3 productions. The manufacturers are not, they know what they're doing. Now, all our manufacturers want to make money. That's why you see them bringing different kind of cars to tell you, this one is 50 million, this is 75 million, this is 100 million. There's no amount of money I'm going to have that I'm going to buy a car of 300 million. I will never do that. But I know the kind of car I'm going to buy with 10 million naira that you that own 300 million, when you see my own car on the road, you're going to envy me. And the performance I'm going to get, you will never get it in your car. That's a simple thing. Everyone can do that. All you just need to do is to ask questions. But Nigerians, Sincerely, we don't ask questions.
Okay.
That's
Well,
really
our
it.
time is seriously ticking, but then if you're just tuning in, we're warming ourselves up for what we're calling the Maintenance Commandment for beginners and, yes, what we call first time car owners or persons who are just getting around the car owner gang. And Mr. Kayode Increase has actually been taking time to let us understand that, you know, you can't always cut corners and get away with it easily. Or at the same time, even if it doesn't catch up with you now, it's going to catch up with you at the long run.
Yeah.
But also know that Wheels and Engine, this edition is powered by K Cool Resources Nigeria Limited, that is located at where in Mr. K?
Number 42 April Road, adjacent to Oliver Twist.
Okay. So you heard it. So right now, let's now dive into the main commandment because we've got about 15 minutes to go, and also